Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in every person's life when the storms of doubt, fear, and uncertainty seem insurmountable. Yet, history has shown us that the greatest achievers, those who leave a mark on the world, are not necessarily the ones with the most talent or the easiest circumstances, but those whose minds are fortified, disciplined, and unwavering. Mental strength is the invisible power that transforms obstacles into opportunities, setbacks into lessons, and dreams into realities. Today, I am going to share with you 3 practical tips that will help you cultivate that unshakable inner strength. These are not mere theories, nor are they abstract ideas. They are principles proven by those who have triumphed in every field of human endeavor. By embracing these principles, you will learn not only to withstand the pressures of life, but to harness them, to channel your thoughts toward success, and to become the master of your own destiny. The mind, after all, is the most powerful tool you will ever possess, and mental strength is the key to unlocking its infinite potential. Master your thoughts. Take full control over your mind. What you think, you become. Embrace adversity. See every challenge as a stepping stone to greater strength. Develop unshakable discipline. Consistent action and self-control build mental resilience. The foundation of mental strength, the very root from which all success and achievement springs, begins with mastery over one's own thoughts. Most people live as though they are passengers in a ship without a captain, drifting wherever the tides of circumstance and the winds of opinion carry them. They allow their minds to be infiltrated by fear, doubt, and negative influences, never realizing that the mind is the most powerful instrument ever given to humanity. It is within the mind that ideas are born, that desires are nurtured, and that the blueprint for every act of triumph or failure is drawn. To become mentally strong, therefore, you must first become the master of your thoughts, the conscious architect of your own mental landscape. Consider for a moment the reality that your thoughts are not mere abstract notions. They are forces that shape your life. Every great achievement, every moment of personal victory, every instance of resilience in the face of adversity begins as a thought. It is said that an idea, nurtured and acted upon, can move mountains. This is no exaggeration. Thoughts, when directed and disciplined, become habits. Habits, when cultivated with persistence, become character. And character, when strengthened and applied, becomes destiny. To control your mind is to control the course of your life, and to harness the power of your thoughts is to wield the power to overcome obstacles that would crush the unprepared and untrained. Yet, mastery over thoughts is not achieved by mere wishful thinking. It requires deliberate attention, unwavering focus, and an understanding of the forces that seek to invade and undermine the mind. Negative thoughts are the silent assassins of mental strength. They creep into the mind, disguised as caution, doubt, or practicality, convincing a person that failure is inevitable, that circumstances are against them, or that the effort required to change is too great. These thoughts, left unchecked, become a self-fulfilling prophecy, shaping reality in accordance with fear rather than potential. A mentally strong individual recognizes these intruders immediately and refuses to give them power. Instead of entertaining negativity, they replace it with constructive, purposeful, and empowering thoughts. They know that what the mind dwells upon expands. A single persistent thought of failure or inadequacy, when allowed to fester, will dominate a person's actions, often without their conscious awareness. Conversely, a persistent thought of success, growth, and capability will shape every decision, every response, and every action in alignment with that vision. This is the essence of mental mastery. To achieve this mastery, one must develop the habit of self-awareness. It is imperative to observe the nature of your thoughts as if you were an impartial scientist examining a phenomenon. What thoughts occupy your mind during moments of calm? What thoughts arise when faced with pressure or disappointment? Do you find yourself dwelling on what you lack, or do you focus on solutions and possibilities? By observing your thought patterns, you can identify the negative influences that must be eliminated and the positive influences that must be cultivated. This process of mental observation is the first step in gaining control over the mind, because one cannot change what one does not recognize. Awareness is the flashlight that illuminates the path toward disciplined thinking. Once awareness is established, the next step is deliberate thought direction. Just as a captain steers a ship through turbulent waters, a mentally strong person consciously directs their thoughts toward productive and empowering objectives. This requires discipline and practice, because the mind naturally tends toward ease, repetition, and comfort, often choosing the familiar path of worry, complaint, or self-doubt. Deliberate thought direction means setting a clear intention for your mental focus. It is the conscious decision to think in terms of solutions rather than problems, of growth rather than stagnation, of opportunity rather than limitation. It is the daily exercise of choosing thoughts as one would choose the best tools for a task, understanding that every thought nurtures a corresponding reality. Affirmations, visualization, and mental rehearsal are powerful techniques in this pursuit. Repeatedly affirming one's ability, visualizing success, and mentally rehearsing positive outcomes train the subconscious mind to accept these possibilities as truth. The subconscious is like fertile soil, absorbing whatever seeds are planted. A thought repeated and felt with conviction will grow into belief, and belief, when combined with action, becomes reality. Mentally strong individuals understand this principle intuitively. They do not allow the mind to be passive or idle. They recognize that idle thoughts invite chaos, whereas focused thoughts invite control, clarity, and power. Equally important in mastering the mind is the elimination of self-limiting beliefs. Every person carries within them a collection of beliefs absorbed from family, society, and personal experience. Some of these beliefs serve as pillars of strength, while others act as invisible chains, restricting potential and eroding confidence. To become mentally strong, one must rigorously examine these beliefs, challenge those that are false or disempowering, and replace them with beliefs that reinforce resilience, courage, and possibility. This is not a process that occurs overnight, for the mind resists change as a protective mechanism. Yet, through persistence and repeated practice, new thought patterns are formed, old limitations are dissolved, and the mind becomes a well-ordered instrument of achievement. Another critical aspect of mastering thoughts is the cultivation of emotional control. Thoughts and emotions are intertwined. Uncontrolled emotions often dictate the direction of thoughts, leading to rash decisions and weakened mental resilience. Anger, fear, envy, and despair cloud judgment and drain energy, while calm, focused, and disciplined emotions enable clear thinking and decisive action. A mentally strong individual learns to recognize emotional triggers and respond with deliberate thought rather than impulsive reaction. They understand that true strength lies not in suppressing emotions, but in mastering the ability to direct them toward constructive ends. By aligning thoughts and emotions, the mind becomes a harmonious force, capable of extraordinary clarity, creativity, and endurance. Furthermore, the certain zadations practice of mental mastery demands consistency. Just as physical strength is built through regular exercise, mental strength is developed through regular mental discipline. It is not enough to direct thoughts effectively for a few moments. One must cultivate a daily habit of conscious thinking, reflection, and mental control. This may include daily meditation, journaling, goal setting, or focused contemplation. Each of these practices reinforces the mind's ability to maintain clarity under pressure, to focus on solutions rather than problems, and to sustain resilience in the face of adversity. Over time, the disciplined mind becomes a fortress, impervious to the storms of doubt, negativity, and distraction. Finally, mastering one's thoughts is inseparable from the pursuit of purpose. A mind without purpose is like a rudderless ship, vulnerable to every passing wave. A clear and definite purpose provides a mental anchor, guiding thought and energy toward meaningful objectives. Mentally strong individuals do not drift aimlessly. They think with intention, act with conviction, and focus their mental energy on outcomes that align with their higher goals. Purpose channels thought, instills discipline, and provides a source of unwavering motivation even in the most challenging circumstances. It transforms ordinary thinking into powerful, directed action, and it converts mental energy into real-world achievement. In conclusion, to master your thoughts is to seize the reins of your life. It is the conscious decision to refuse the passive drift into fear, doubt, and limitation, and instead to shape your mind into an instrument of power, resilience, and possibility. Awareness, deliberate direction, emotional control, the elimination of limiting beliefs, consistent practice, and a clear purpose, all are the tools by which mental mastery is achieved. The person who commands their thoughts commands their destiny. They understand that every act of success begins in the mind, and that mental strength is not a trait granted by fortune, but a discipline cultivated with intention. By mastering your thoughts, you lay the foundation for unshakable mental strength, the power to overcome any obstacle, and the ability to achieve greatness far beyond what the untrained mind can imagine. Adversity is not merely an obstacle to be endured. It is a force of nature designed to test, temper, and ultimately strengthen the mind. Those who lack mental strength see adversity as a punishment or an unfair burden, something to resent and avoid at all costs. Mentally strong individuals, however, perceive adversity differently. They recognize it as an opportunity, a proving ground where character is forged, resilience is built, and potential is realized. The ability to embrace adversity, to face it without fear, and to extract from it the lessons it offers, is a hallmark of true mental strength. It is not the absence of difficulty that produces greatness. It is the capacity to confront difficulty with courage, composure, and clarity of purpose that distinguishes the successful from the mediocre. Every great achievement, every enduring legacy, and every story of triumph throughout history is inseparable from adversity. No person of notable accomplishment has reached the pinnacle of success without encountering trials that would have crushed the unprepared mind. Abraham Lincoln faced repeated political defeats before ascending to the presidency. Thomas Edison endured thousands of failures before inventing the electric light, and countless others have been tested, sometimes to the brink of despair, before achieving greatness. In each of these cases, the common factor was not extraordinary luck, but extraordinary mental strength. These individuals viewed adversity as a teacher, as a challenge to overcome, and as a means of sharpening their abilities. They understood that adversity is not the enemy of success, but an essential companion on the path to achievement. The first step in embracing adversity is a shift in perspective. Many people naturally resist difficulty because they associate it with pain, loss, or embarrassment. They believe that life should be smooth and predictable, and they are unprepared to face the reality that the world is inherently uncertain and challenging. Mentally strong individuals, however, cultivate a mindset that sees difficulty as a natural and necessary part of life. They recognize that every obstacle carries within it the seed of opportunity, and that every setback contains a lesson essential for growth. By reframing adversity as a teacher rather than a tormentor, they remove the paralyzing fear that so often accompanies challenges and replace it with curiosity, determination, and resolve. Embracing adversity also requires courage, the kind of courage that is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. Fear is a natural response to challenge, and it can be a powerful motivator when harnessed correctly. Yet fear becomes destructive when it dominates thought and inhibits action. Mentally strong individuals understand that fear is a signal, not a verdict. They recognize it, acknowledge it, and then deliberately proceed with reasoned action. In doing so, they convert what might have been a source of weakness into a catalyst for strength. The act of confronting fear directly, whether it is the fear of failure, rejection, or loss, trains the mind to remain calm, focused, and resilient under pressure. Each encounter with adversity strengthens the mind's capacity to face the next challenge with greater confidence and composure. Another critical element of embracing adversity is adaptability. Life does not conform to our desires or plans, and rigid thinking leads to frustration and failure. Mentally strong individuals develop the ability to adjust their approach, to find alternative paths when obstacles block the way, and to innovate in the face of limitation. This adaptability is not passive resignation. It is active problem solving, combined with a steadfast commitment to one's goals. The mentally strong understand that the measure of a person is not how they act when conditions are favorable, but how they respond when circumstances are difficult, unpredictable, or hostile. Flexibility of thought and resourcefulness of action are indispensable tools in the pursuit of mental strength. Persistence is another defining quality that allows individuals to embrace adversity. Challenges are rarely overcome in a single attempt. Most significant accomplishments require repeated effort, refinement of strategy, and relentless determination. Mentally strong individuals do not see setbacks as failures, but as feedback information that can be used to improve, adjust, and continue the pursuit of objectives. They recognize that each obstacle is an opportunity to practice patience, endurance, and resilience. By embracing adversity as part of the process, they cultivate the persistence that ultimately differentiates those who succeed from those who abandon their goals at the first sign of difficulty. A vital aspect of this process is learning from adversity. Life's challenges are rich sources of wisdom if one is willing to extract their lessons. Every hardship, disappointment, or failure provides insight into personal strengths and weaknesses, exposes flaws in planning or execution, and illuminates pathways for future improvement. Mentally strong individuals approach adversity with a reflective mindset, asking themselves what they can learn, how they can improve, and how they can prevent similar difficulties in the future. This reflective approach transforms hardship into a powerful tool for personal growth, turning obstacles into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. In this way, adversity is not merely endured, it is utilized as a vehicle for self-improvement and the expansion of capability. Equally important is the cultivation of resilience, the capacity to recover quickly from setbacks and continue moving forward. Resilience is not an innate trait possessed by a fortunate few. It is a skill developed through repeated exposure to challenges and deliberate practice in managing response to them. Mentally strong individuals understand that setbacks, no matter how severe, are temporary. They maintain perspective, recognizing that adversity does not define them, but rather provides an opportunity to demonstrate strength of character. By embracing adversity, they train themselves to remain steady under pressure, to maintain clarity of thought when others succumb to panic or despair, and to continue advancing toward their goals regardless of the obstacles encountered. Support systems and the influence of environment also play a role in how adversity is faced. Mentally strong individuals surround themselves with those who encourage resilience, foster constructive thinking, and provide perspective. During challenging times, they understand that while adversity cannot always be avoided, its impact can be mitigated by the presence of supportive relationships, mentors, and communities that reinforce positive attitudes and problem-solving approaches. These connections do not eliminate adversity, but they provide guidance, motivation, and reinforcement that strengthen the mind's ability to withstand and overcome difficulty. Moreover, embracing adversity requires a commitment to personal responsibility. Mentally strong individuals do not blame circumstances, other people, or luck for their hardships. They recognize that while external factors may influence events, the ultimate response to adversity is within their control. By taking full responsibility for actions, attitudes, and decisions, they empower themselves to make changes, find solutions, and transform challenges into opportunities for growth. This sense of ownership fosters confidence, accountability, and a proactive mindset, all of which are essential components of mental strength. Finally, embracing adversity is inseparable from the pursuit of purpose. A life without purpose makes challenges seem overwhelming and meaningless. Mentally strong individuals anchor themselves to a clear vision, a definite objective that gives context and meaning to the difficulties they face. Purpose transforms adversity into a test of commitment, a measure of character, and a pathway to growth. When faced with trials, they draw upon this inner vision for guidance and motivation, understanding that every challenge overcome brings them closer to realizing their potential and fulfilling their mission in life. In conclusion, to embrace adversity is to recognize it as an ally rather than an enemy. It is to approach challenges with courage, adaptability, persistence, and reflection. It is to convert fear into action, setbacks into lessons, and obstacles into opportunities for growth. Mentally strong individuals understand that the world is filled with uncertainty and difficulty, but they also understand that within every challenge lies the potential to develop resilience, character, and wisdom. By embracing adversity, one cultivates the mental strength necessary to navigate life's trials with confidence, composure, and determination. The person who welcomes adversity, learns from it, and persists in the face of it becomes unstoppable, capable of achieving goals that the timid or unprepared would deem impossible. Adversity, when embraced, is not merely endured, it is transformed into a powerful instrument for the expansion of the mind, the fortification of character, and the realization of extraordinary success. Ladies and gentlemen, we have journeyed together through the principles that form the backbone of unshakable mental strength. We have seen that mastery over your thoughts is not merely a skill, it is the very foundation upon which your entire life is built. The mind, when disciplined and directed, becomes a source of limitless power, capable of shaping reality and transforming dreams into achievements. We have learned that adversity is not an enemy to be feared, but a teacher to be embraced. Each challenge, setback, or obstacle carries within it the seeds of growth, resilience, and wisdom. Those who face adversity with courage, adaptability, and persistence forge a mental strength that cannot be shaken by circumstance. And finally, we have explored the indispensable power of discipline, the daily, consistent actions and self-control that turn intention into reality, that convert potential into tangible accomplishment, and that build a mind capable of extraordinary focus and endurance. The three principles we have discussed are not theoretical concepts. They are actionable truths. They are the very same principles followed by the great men and women who have left indelible marks upon history. To apply them is to place yourself in control of your destiny, to think deliberately, to embrace challenges, and to act with disciplined consistency is to take the reins of your own life and steer it towards success, fulfillment, and unshakable confidence. Mental strength is not a gift reserved for the fortunate few. It is a skill, a practice, and a mindset that anyone can cultivate with purpose and determination. Remember, your mind is the most powerful instrument you will ever possess. It can either serve as your greatest ally or your most dangerous adversary. By mastering your thoughts, embracing adversity, and developing unshakable discipline, you create a mind that is resilient, focused, and unstoppable. You create a life that is guided not by circumstance, fear, or doubt, but by conscious intention, courage, and action. The storms of life will come, they always do, but a mentally strong individual does not succumb. Instead, they stand firm, they learn, they adapt, and they move forward with unwavering resolve. So today, I challenge you to take these principles to heart. Begin by observing and directing your thoughts with clarity. Face every difficulty not with dread, but with curiosity and courage. And commit yourself to the discipline that transforms ideas into results and potential into greatness. In doing so, you will not only become mentally strong, you will become the master of your own destiny, the architect of your life, and the person capable of achieving far more than you ever imagined possible. The power is within you. The choice is yours. Take it, cultivate it, and let it guide you toward the extraordinary life you were meant to live.